Good morning, afternoon, and evening, SuperCoach Elites. Welcome back to another SuperCoach Elites podcast, proudly sponsored by the Patreons at patreon.com/SC Elites and our mates at supercoachchampion.com.au. My name's Corey, and as always, alongside me is the Bonfz Express.
Choo-choo! That's right, Corey. The Bonfz Express is back. And the people are probably wondering, Corey, it's Tuesday. Why didn't this come out on Monday? Well, you know why, Corey. Because I had an additional stop this weekend. The Bonfz Express, he just had to stop off one extra stop. You want to have a guess where?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Do you want to have a guess, mate?
No,
He's gone past Essendon. He's gone past Essendon. Can you believe it, Corey? The Bonfz Express is flown past. Well, he hasn't flown. He's just taken the Freight Express. He's taken it down the tracks, down to the Essendon station. Because I heard they had a win on the weekend, Corey.
yeah, the wallet's got up, mate.
Now, look, we know we usually give the social medias a plug, but we may even give that a miss this week because I think there's more pressing things we need to talk about.
Right, where can listeners hit us up on? Find us on Twitter and Patreon at SC Elites. Find us on Facebook, iTunes, and SoundCloud at SuperCoach Elites. What's pressing, Bonfz? What's pressing?
Wow, there was just a big result. I would have thought on Friday night. Now it was Essendon and Collingwood they played, and Jaden Stevenson kicked the first goal, and I heard one of our long-time listeners actually had a win on it.
Yeah. Jedis, you got up. You had a good little win on the Steve. I think you had a little bit of a flutter on Steve to kick first 3 goals, so that was really good. I turned it off after the first 3 went in, Bonfz, because I just gathered the Pies were just going to run away with it from there. So there's probably no point watching.
Can I just say something? The comparison in the amount of tweets you were sending off, like tweets per minute in the first 15.
If you can let me defend myself there too, the phone did go flat at one stage as well, so I did go put it on charge, and I did come back out and give.
That is no excuse.
I was all about tipper.
There is no evidence of that. But the phone in the first 15 minutes, the tweets per minute, you were going at least 1 a minute. How much buy? I mean, I just kept getting notifications. And then all of a sudden the notifications stopped, Corey.
Hey, tipper, seriously good footballer. Look, Bonfz, I'm going through a little bit. It's a little bit hard. It was a tough night the other night, watching the Bombers, absolutely annihilate us. And I do need to ask that if everyone just gives me a bit of space and takes it easy on me. Like Essendon aren't that good, and I've been pretty nice to them through the last, couple of months. So it got to the point, Bonfz, where, the game finished. I was a little bit upset. I was a little bit down. So I decided to get the Clippers out and gave myself a bit of a Britney Spears number the other night. For those that aren't following on YouTube.
I never can see tears. I'm fucking crying.
The hair is gone. It's Clippers came out. There was a bit of a shave. We did want to get some Bombers merch for the pod, but couldn't find any. Look at that. Here's the gap between the headset now. It's absolutely screwing up because there's no hair there anymore. We're having a bit of a Mary.
It just genuinely looked like a cone head. And the irony of you calling Essendon, the Essendon Football Club, just a bunch of wizard hats and all the rest of it, and here you are just with a cone head.
Yeah, there you go. So I have to deal with something. Look, it helps. I understand why, like I said, I understand why Brittany done it all those years ago. It relieves a lot of stress. Straight after that, I felt all right. I will say, though, Bonfz, is I expected a lot more. Trying to get a spot where this doesn't look so stupid. I did expect a lot more. There we go. That's a little bit better. I did expect a lot more backlash. I head for radio, mate. Head for podcast. It shouldn't be on YouTube, that's for sure. I did expect a lot more backlash from the Essendon fans. I do need to say they're a little bit piss weak, if you're asking me. They could have come a little bit harder. I expected a lot more hate than what I got. But look, there's a segment where we are reading out the tweets that I got after the game. So, hey, well deserved. Great win. Fantastic win. They played really good football. They were harder at it. They were hungry. They looked like a good footy side. So let's hope they can back that up this week. Because I've said all year, they've been competitive. They've shown competitive spirit. They've won a couple of really close games. They've been hard at the ball. And on Friday night, they were the harder team there. So, flag Bombers, I'm all in. Now, look, what the listeners probably want to know is, and fair enough, right, old whack, I did say I'd buy a membership, Bonfz. I did say that we would get one. Now, I had a couple of drive-by passengers on Twitter who thought they were going to get a membership. Isaac Place was probably the unluckiest because I dropped his name last week just because I knew he was the only Essendon member out there that I actually knew. So, but unfortunately, Isaac's not a Patreon member, so you get stuff there. But he's a good man, good fellow of the show. So shout out to Isaac there. But I did want to reward those who have rewarded us. And as you know, I went to Patreon the other day, and actually, you didn't know because you don't follow anything. I went to Patreon the other day and headed out and just asked for a couple of the Bombers members to hit us up. So there was a couple of lucky Bombers members because I didn't buy one Bombs. I didn't buy two. I ended up with 3 Essendon memberships. And so those Essendon fans out there that hate me, there you go. I just bought you fucking 3 memberships for your shit club. Sorry, not shit club. I take that back. They're a good football team. Flag Bombers. So there's 3 memberships out there. Look, I'm not going to drop names. I'm not going to say who I bought them for, but they're on their way. The members know who they are, and it was actually for their kids. So one of our Patreon members has had 2 twin boys, 6 months old. So I bought them their first Essendon membership. So really proud of that. And another one I remember, he's a 2-year-old little girl, got an Essendon membership as well. So they're all on the way in the mail. You want to laugh, all right? I'll give you one here. You know this, you've heard it off air, but fuck me, this club, dead set, they've just had a win, right? Another real fucking good win. They've just beaten the Pies. Surely there is someone in their membership department who can take a call on a Monday morning, getting ready for people to fucking sign up for membership. I tried to sign up online and realised that you couldn't enter the names. I wanted the names of the memberships. You know, kids get their little cards and shit, whatever that comes through. So I thought, if I can't do it online, I'll call them up and I'll see if they can send something out. No one answers the phone. No one's working due to COVID. I mean, surely it's a job you can do from your home. So Essendon could have kept someone on the books. What's their fucking CEO's name, or the president, or whoever it is?
Xavier Campbell, I think.
Yeah, he could have answered the phone. He could have taken it. But no, so I had to sign up online, and they send you out. This is the best part. They send you out the pack. So they send you out. I'll get the little baby football, the baby scarf, the baby bib and whatever it is, the whole pack. I might actually keep one of the footies for myself because I wouldn't mind kicking a little plush.
Hold on. You've bought memberships for kids of Patreon members, but you're going to keep the footballs. Is that what you've just said?
Oh, I think so.
No.
Personally, I think I deserve it.
You can't do that, Corey. These kids... I mean, particularly, you got those 6-month-olds, and not to neglect the 2-year-old girl, but you got the 6-month-old boys who have probably just had their first Essendon football purchased for them,
and you're going to. I'll write their name on it. I'll put their names on it. And my footy's kicking around the house. No, I'm joking. They'll be going there. I fucking lost where I was going with that story.
Oh my God. I just couldn't believe my ears there. You've
actually thrown me.
Look, the point is, you ended up with 3 Essendon memberships. I mean, not under your name, but that's all right because you bought them for Essendon members.
The greatest satisfaction of that is it went to kids.
Yeah.
And they can't give me a stick about it. So
no, because they're not talking yet, Corey.
Exactly. And that was the point of it. But yeah, well, their first memory. Oh, that was the thing. I'm talking about the cards. So they send out the footy, they send out the scarf, they send out all that. That gets sent out. The one thing that I thought would have been the most probably important, for a father to give his young boys for their first Essendon membership would be some sort of fucking card or certificate or something with the kid's name on it and the membership number. They don't even give you an option to put a name in anywhere. Oh. And then they say that they'll send it out at the end of the year when games reopen and people can attend games. Now, I don't think that's fucking happening.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen. We know that. But
so
you know
I don't
what?
Know. I don't know.
It'll come with the paperwork, Corey. Maybe on the footy you can put, on behalf of, Corey or on behalf of the SC Elites, enjoy your first membership and sign it off, mate. Maybe that'll do.
More importantly, man of my word, owned up. Essendon, you got, no. I think it was...
And for anyone reckons that this is total farcity, or whatever the word is, no, it's not. And without... Well, Corey might be embarrassed, but he ended up splashing 180 in total on these memberships. So good on you for coughing up because you probably could have just put $10 in Essendon and probably ended up with 180 in your pocket.
Instead, actually, that would have been the smartest fucking thing.
Instead, you got real cocky and good on you. And you know what, those 3 kids, that probably means jack shit to them now, but you know, their parents have a story for them about their first membership, don't they? If it's the first one for that little girl, it might be her second or third. Who knows? But
Yeah,
good on you,
no,
mate.
you're not wrong. Cheers, mate. Now let's get on to Supercoach talk. I mean, we've probably got another half an hour later down the track for golf talk as well. So let's not make it all about us.
And
But
thanks to
Bonfz,
another Essendon member, hold on, Peter Legato, who donated this shirt to me for tonight's podcast. So there you go, Pietro. Thanks for the shirt, mate.
confirm or deny that Serial Pestillo's Peter Legato $50?
Can confirm. He's still owing. If you've seen some of the messages that had just flown by in our little Snapchat group there, Corey, I don't know if you've seen those messages, but Legato may have been hurling abuse his way.
Always good. And if you don't believe me that I bought the membership to it is up on my Twitter profile as well. So head over and check that out. How'd you score, Bonfz?
Not great, mate. And when I say not great, I mean not even good. And when I, thought I might have been average this week, well, I was shit poor. So 19-10 or something like that, I reckon it was. Off the top of my head. It wasn't a great week. Was not a great week.
What are you ranked?
Well, 21K now.
Yeah.
21K.
It's a bit of a funny. It's a funny one, I think.
I took a big slide as well.
You see a lot of the I'd say the big boys, maybe a couple of SuperCoach pros and avid year-to-year players on Twitter, and there's a couple of them that are talking about having their worst possible ranks either as well.
I mean, no Neil and Gorns really cost me all year, hasn't it? And then there's just been shit picks in and amongst the place everywhere else.
To 2041, went up 6,500 spots to 13,000 at the moment too. So not bad, because I was 180,000 after week 1 or some shit like that.
Give us your total points there, because I don't mind.
Total score 10,364.
364. Okay, so you're up 100 points on me, and you're also about 8,000 ahead on the rank. So there's 100 points between 8,000 places there.
It's not much, is it?
It's obviously, quite close. So every little point is, worth it at the moment if you really care about that overall ranking.
And I think you might fly up after we talk about this week's trades as well.
Yeah.
Let's have a chat about some cash cows. There's not too much, some one gamers this week, and then you've got all the other boys in the bubble. We got Harrison Jones, he scored a 54. Jake, is it Arts?
Arts.
Yeah. 76, 123k forward. Mitchy Hibbard, 39, 114k mid. You had a couple of the other boys that played their second game. Is there anyone you're looking at? Are you going to do the week hold and then grab them after the second week like we normally talk about? What's your plan?
So my plan, just given that I went into this week with 300,000 sitting in my bank, Corey, is I don't feel like I need to grab any of these guys as yet. So I'm spending all that coin I've got to get some more premiums on my field, so I'm scoring better. In situations where people don't have that situation, I think, you just got to look at, okay, what's your structure here? Yeah. So these guys in the midfield, I think they're a bit few and far between, aren't they? So you've got Hibbert at 114k, but you've probably got, obviously the injury to Matty Rowell on the weekend. You might be running Robertson there. Tyler Brown doesn't look like his job security is great. Buderick's been good, but he's had a couple poor performances in a row. So I just wonder about the depth of that midfield bench and how that's going to run. So I don't mind the Mitchell Hibbard buy. I mean, he's 114k. I mean, I'd probably wait a week until he's third, though, to be honest. But if I had to grab one of these guys, it'd probably be Arts. And obviously Harrison Jones is also a mid option at Hawthorn. But I can't remember any or too many midfielders anyway missing on the weekend for the Hawks. So maybe Jones might be the pick of the bunch because he's midfield.
Didn't look too bad either. Have you gone back and rewatched that game yet? Because I know you don't watch it live on Sunday night.
No, I didn't. I haven't seen the Hawthorn game at all.
Yeah.
No.
He looked all right. He looked good.
Yeah, and look, the only reason I kind of prioritise as midfield guys is because we've got players like Sturt came out with 74, so he's got some more cash to make. Max King's 86, so he's got cash to make. Curtis Taylor went 100, he's got cash to make. The dickhead's own Townsend, who went 79, and by the way, shout out to Townsend, who did kick the sealer and scored nearly on 30 points for that last goal there. So good on Townie.
And the tackle that led to the last goal as well. That was like another 15 points there too.
So Townie's got a bit more money to make now, which kind of sucks for me because I was looking forward to getting rid of him. But now I'm going to have to
he's
hold.
a keeper for the whole year. You sent my Facebook, my Twitter profile picture.
Is it Townie?
It's Townie.
Hadn't seen that. I'll check that out later. So, there's a lot of these kind of forward guys, in and around there, and people might even have Buderick in their forward line as well. So, I think the midfield, and we'll test it with defender bench options last week. We saw, how important depth can be. It might be worth shoring up some of that midfield depth option.
Well, that's, I mean, I'm not talking too early, but like if a Noble or a McCasey don't make it, I'm going to go grab Arts via some DPP because I've got Brander up forward at the moment. Rumours that he could be back, just a little bit of Chinese whispers, if not this week, hopefully next. So I think Brander will get a game. I'm hoping Noble somehow comes back into that team with how shit Cox was, whether they just go to one ruckman or it's going to be straight up to Darcy Cameron. Or, that game was wet, but hopefully somehow a couple of these boys can get back. I loopholed Tom Brown into Buderick. Tyler Brown into Buderick on the weekend. So for a negative 1 point, I couldn't believe that. I was fucking ropeable. But yeah. So,
yeah, and look, the way my
it is
team's
what it
setting up
is.
at the moment is, the depth inside the midfield is just so poor. And so I've actually got Devon Smith and Lockie Whitfield as we speak right now, actually in my midfield.
Dev Smith, Lucky Whitfield.
And Whitfield at midfield 6 and 7, which leaves McKinnery on field, and my bench reads Buderick, Brown, and Robertson.
That's not bad. I like that.
You sort of need to don't forget about DPP, because if you can cover yourself like that to get a lot of these shit scoring mid rookies to your pine, then that might be worth it. Because if we can field a Max King or a Sam Sturt, they're probably going to score better than Tyler Brown or Connor Buderick. So that's where you can use DPP to your advantage.
One of the best comments that I heard out of the Patreon chat the other day was, got my money's worth already because I've been playing for 4 years, and it was the first time someone's taught me how to use DPP properly, and it was you, I think, helping one of the Patreon members swing their lines around.
I think that was on the Thursday night chat. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
a conversation with
It
that.
was
He's
me,
like,
it was me, you, and who? There was only 3. No, the Hoff
there was a
came
few.
late.
There was
Me,
the
you, the
Hoff. There
Hoff.
was Rothberg was in there, and Dizzer maybe featured for a little bit, and
Someone else.
Crispy joined for a bit,
Yeah.
and there was another fella too.
Those Thursday night chats
Apologies for
are
forgetting.
always the best.
Well, I look forward to the Thursday. I think the Thursdays, to be honest, the Thursday chat I think is better because we do this quite early in the week. We don't have team news behind us. Things can change. Like last Monday, I fucking hated Ridley so much, and by Thursday, I was contemplating bringing him in myself. So your opinions can change in the space of 2, 3, 4 days. So I much prefer that Thursday chat because I feel like that's probably where I'm at.
Yeah, it's always good. Wednesday chat's good in the punter section as well. Racing down at Sandown tomorrow, that'll be fun.
Oh my god! Do we need to have like an 18+ YouTube channel now with you sipping those cordials you got there?
It's just a couple of raspberry quarters. Actually, nice little bottle of rosé over here at the moment. It's hair's gone. I'm onto the rosés and I'm struggling.
You can
struggling
tell
with life a little
he's
bit.
he's a defeated man. He's sipping rosés with a bald head, spending $180 on Essendon memberships whilst he's a Collingwood supporter. He's all over the place.
Yeah, you can't wipe the smile off my face, mate. Can't wipe the smile off my face. Hey, but that's a really good tactic that you just brought up before, too. I like the idea of that. I didn't actually really think of that, to be honest, but I think I'm just having a look after you say they're going to get a Whitfield or a Simpkin into the midfield instead, because you're not wrong about those forward rookies just putting out so much more. I mean, my bench right now reads my midfield rookies at the moment before I even trade Rowell read Buderick, McKinnery, Brown, McHenry, and Bennell. I think Harley will be back in this week, but I don't really trust any of them.
Yeah, that's right. And I think I know Max King had 4 touches and kicked 2 goals and scored 86.
That's all you got to do as a forward this year.
That's right. I mean, that might be good enough for a 50. And I think you probably take the safe 50 over a maybe 65 score, but on the other end, you're probably getting a 30 or sub 30 like Buderick Brown had on the weekend. So I think McKinnery's the safe one. I think McKinnery plays, bang, here's your M8. Don't even think about it. You know what I mean? I'm expecting Marlon Pickett to come back into the team with a carnage at the Tigers as well. So if you did hold 2 weeks ago, I'd probably even field Marlon Pickett going into this weekend.
Well, I was just about to say, I'm bringing Arts in this week, and I think it's because I feel that he's the most safe out of those 3 with just the carnages going on at Richmond, and probably will have, runs around the board and everything else, runs around the ball, and everything else going on because their team's absolutely butchered. And out of the 2 midfielders, I'd probably grab Jones. He seemed to be more on the ball than Itchy Hib did, so yeah. I don't mind that pick either.
We just have to kind of wait and
It's
see.
great that they're so cheap too, because you get that second or third week if you want to have a look.
Yeah, I mean, Arts though. I mean, he's a bit of a danger one because his break even is negative 37 with that 76 he had on debut. So I feel like if you get Arts, you want to get him in the first week here.
Coming in now for me.
Yep, and I'll probably just careful about fielding him first up though. To be honest, would not surprise me for him just to come out with a 40.
The good thing is for me, I'll be able to get the loophole with him. I think unless Georgiades comes back in,
which is unlikely, but well, it might be likely given they kind of got a bit of a spanking on the weekend from the line.
And they got a couple of injuries too, I think.
Who got injured?
No idea, but I did see an article headline pop up. It could be players coming back from injury now that I think about it, but not too sure.
Fuck's sake, please.
I'm rattled, mate. I haven't been sane since Friday, buddy.
Oh shit.
Have not been sane since Friday. Any rookies to worry about?
Yeah, there's probably.
Do you reckon Matt Rowell will get up this week? He's pretty tough. He's fucking tough.
The amount of memes I've seen come out about that bloke and him playing this week. I mean, obviously he's out for 3 months. They've taken the precautionary approach. Stewie Drew came out and said that yesterday, the day before, whatever it was. So with him, 3 months out, it's a must trade. Let's just all be happy that he's worth 470. I think if we said at somewhere in the preseason he'd be worth 400, we probably would have taken that. And
I knew that, but that's
he's worth 470. So you know what? If you need to do one downgrade to make 100 to 120,000, which you could do, Buderick down, or probably with a little bit of money in the bank, would be able to get him all the way to a 600 plus K midfielder.
We've got plenty of chats. There's a couple of things I want to talk about before we go there. Did you see Gary Ablett go up to Matty Rowell after the game?
Yeah.
I went up to him and asked him for a little bit of advice on how to play footy. So.
The fact you read that off the paper.
No, I didn't. I promise you I didn't. I'm looking at the paper because I do not want to forget what I'm going to talk about next. And it is that word there. Hang on. Let me get this. No, I did not read that off paper. I promise
It looked like it. It looked like you were. I believe you, mate. Don't put it up, mate. We believe
there we go. That word there.
What's that word? Brett.
I did not want to figure it out because it was my segue into Bretta. How's Essendon beating Collingwood and this cocksucker manages to get off scot-free, doesn't get a mention at the top of the pod? Twice we messaged him for 2 separate days and didn't get a reply.
Yeah, he doesn't respond. He wants nothing to do with the podcast, fair income. He's that low on confidence in this year. And mate,
that's why I wanted to talk about it. Have you seen who his Matt Rowell replacement is?
No.
Elliot Yo.
He's so
The guy's dropped like 3 scores sub 60 and that's his Matt Rowell replacement. He put a tweet up off the Elite's profile who's a better discount option, Matt Rowell or Stephen Canelio.
Oh, yeah. See, I saw that tweet. I didn't think that was a bad tweet.
That's a fucking shit tweet.
The fact he was probably using that to pick his own player, that is shocking. I mean, we're talking about a guy that didn't start Doherty. We're talking about a guy that thought Rowell was not going to be, any good this year at all. We're talking about a guy who's chosen Jordan De Goey as a starting premium forward. I mean, he's the cockhead, and really, I'm probably we probably shouldn't use the word cockhead. He's the idiot.
We probably shouldn't use the word cockhead. I think we drop fuck every 2 seconds. I accidentally dropped the C-bomb last week, and you reckon cockhead's drawing the line.
The community, Corey, they just might not. They might be able to tolerate some things and not.
My head literally looks like a cock right now.
I actually can't disagree. Nice circumcised penis there you got, Corey, for a head. Now, fuck, I totally forgot what I was saying. He's the idiot that made me essentially pick Marcus Bontempelli. And I'll tell you now, if Brett was on this podcast or in front of me, could not care less, honestly, about manslaughter charges, Corey, because he'd be fucked.
Quote unquote, Marcus Bontempelli will be the #1 midfielder this
year. So he's talked me into it because that prick of a human, he's done it before with McRae, and who else did he do? He did it with some other.
Remember when he talked me out of
Lockie Neal?
Nah, Tom Mitchell.
Oh, Tom Mitchell.
That year Tom Mitchell went across and talked me into Treloar. He's just a dickhead. Fuck, how was Treloar's game on the weekend, by the way? 30 of the most useless touches. I didn't even notice him because I don't look at scores during a Collingwood game.
Yeah, you don't. He still did score about 120 or something.
Mate, I didn't even notice him. Then he had 30.
There's some players like
Rosé
that.
bottle's empty, Moss.
I'm glad you refilled that glass bottle with cordial, Corey.
Thank you. Drink responsibly.
Marcus
I
Bontempelli.
don't think I've stopped
fair
drinking since Friday night, by the way. Just pure straight through. No, that's a joke. That's a joke.
Don't think we need to get into the alcohol habits, Corey.
Kids out there, that's a joke.
You've got some young listeners, listeners listening. You just bought memberships for some young people, Corey. let's just keep it all above, all right?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong there. You ready for Who Am I?
Yeah, hit me up.
Did we? I reckon I've done.
I don't think we dropped one last week.
Yeah, I've been real bad.
Yeah.
That's because I'm sick of you getting them wrong all the time. All right, you ready? I'll play for a top 8 team.
Okay. Yeah.
I have one score below 100. No scores below 90. I'm averaging 17 plus disposals a game.
You Jordan Ridley.
I'm averaging 6.5 marks a game. I'm averaging 4.3 rebound 50s a game.
You're Jordan Ridley.
I'm a defender. I'm sub 500k. I am Jordan Ridley. The Bombers!
You know what? You probably could have dropped in there if you counted his 2 preseason games as well, Corey. I think he scored 114.
Almost did, but I thought maybe you'd think I was Nick Haynes for a second. I'm like, I knew if I put anything about the preseason, you would have got it right.
No. Yeah, no. And that's part of the reason why I changed in the back end last week, because between that sort of Monday to Thursday period, I'm looking, and to be fair, it was kind of like, well, if I get Ridley, I'm going to score more points this week. And I felt there was a better chance in my matchup, blah, 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 blah. And then I had to look at Ridley's preseason and thought, well, hold on, he's got 194 and 134. Let's have a look at his preseason. And it was, don't quote me, but I think it was 114 and 95 in his preseason games. And then I'm like, okay, now, all of a sudden, that's 5 games in a row where he hasn't dropped underneath 94. And then the weekend happened and it was 122. And he's averaging something like 15 points a touch this year or something like ridiculous like that. And now I'm looking at it thinking, 460K, yeah, you're a budget option. Okay, now I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to do it this week.
He's still unders. And the funniest part about it is you text me last week. I was at the golf course.
That's right. That is true. Listen.
Yeah, you were texting me about Jordan Ridley and saying how you were going to get him. And I did say to you, I said, first of all, I'm like, yeah, fuck, Ridley, don't really like it. I think I said yuck, can't remember. And then I remember texting, I said, if his name wasn't Jordan Ridley and you put those numbers down on paper, that's exactly what you want in a defender.
No. That's not what you said. You
know
what you
that's
said
not what I said, but that
might have been what you were thinking. I'll tell you what this prick said to me when I told him I'm getting Jordan Ridley, right? And I said, yeah, I'm getting it. He goes, I'm listening to he re-listens to our podcast. Because we've got to bump up the views somehow.
I was out in the course. I had no one else. No one wanted to play with me.
And then he says to me, he goes, Bonfz, I just heard you when what you said about Ridley. Just go listen to yourself. So I did. He told me, about 45 minutes in, something like that. I went in, scrolled in there.
Segment to listen to.
I listened to myself, and then based on myself on Monday, I didn't pick Ridley. So if I did, long story short, if I don't listen to this bold prick over there, on fair income, I would have had Ridley at 400k last week.
And you did just play me. But yeah, so I didn't actually say that. I was thinking that today. But you put the numbers down on paper, and this is why I kind of done Who Am I for Ridley. You put the numbers down on paper, and if that was Heath Shaw resurrection, if, Nick Haynes is flying, if there was Sicily's numbers of what we're seeing currently out of this kid, you'd go pick him up in a heartbeat. I think 460 is still unders for Jordan Ridley. What scares me? The fucking name.
Yeah. We bought Simpkin for less. On less data. Sorry. We bought Simpkin on less data.
I didn't buy Simpkin on less data. Trust me. There's 2 boys this year, Simpkin and fucking thing.
To be fair,
and actually, Nick Haynes has made the wall too. The fucking wall. I'm going to show you this. Nick Haynes, Joy Simpkin, fucking Matty Rowell.
But yeah, look, Ridley at 460. I'd be surprised if he wasn't the most traded in player, this week. I mean, you can do some crazy shit. You can do some DPP. You can essentially do, Rowell to Ridley via
Which
DPP.
is what I'm doing.
You know what I mean? If you got Rivers in back line, swing him to your midfield and then go get Ridley for Rowell if you don't have the money to go up to a primo mid. So, use that for kind of flexibility.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely getting Ralph Ridley this week. I think it's just a no-brainer, just at his price and what he's putting out. And, it's funny too, because the irony of when that week that you grabbed fucking Howe and I said to you, "Oh, we'll go have a look at Jordan Ridley at fucking 297,000."
You said that as a joke.
Hey, look, I said it, whether I was joking or not at the time.
It
I
was
told you they're a
very
fucking
sarcastic.
good football team. Can Dylan Shield be top 8?
I don't know if he can continue this on. To be honest, it's
So I reckon the game's almost perfect.
you
for him.
know, I gamble responsibly, Corey, and I had a look at Lockie Neal and might have been texting someone about it today, and they said, well, what about Dylan Shield? And I said, well, if someone like Dylan Shield pips Neal for the Brownlow, then you can't predict that shit, fair income. I mean, that's just stiff luck.
Who
You know
said
what I mean?
Dylan Shield?
Well, you know, I can't reveal my sources, Corey.
Lockie Neal is absolutely fucking flying.
But, you know, you have a look at Dylan Shield, and his 2 scores above 100 are above 156 or more, and his 2 scores below 100 are 81 and 96.
Did see a tweet today.
So-
You know he's $34 for the round.
Well, and what's he on? 6 votes? He's not
Yeah,
winning the Brownlow, fair income.
You'd probably say 6, but were they talking about trades for SuperCoach?
No, we're talking about Brownlow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think right now, if you got to,
You're not buying Dylan
You
Shield.
got to spare $1 laying around. I think Elliot Yo for the Elliot Yo. Fucking, he's got his name written down on the fucking piece of paper because Brett's a dickhead. I think Lockie Neal's probably the best fucking. He's overs still at $3, I think. But that's we don't do that. We should have a little punting section, I reckon.
Just a totally separate podcast, Corey.
We could fucking fit it in. We've got golf talk. I reckon we could have.
Bit of the week.
We're sponsored by Ladbrokes for a little bit. That was a tough time for those who were new. Fuck me, didn't we cop some stick for that? Jesus Christ. Fucking hell.
Probably
You'd
not
think-
as much stick as we cop for Patreon, Corey.
You think 12-year-olds were listening to the podcast for fucking the stick we were costing for jumping on board with Ladbrokes, but yet I can shave my head into a fucking penis and that's all right. Yeah, well. Jordan Ridley. Absolute gun. Your Matty Rowell. For those who are looking at Matty Rowell to a premium, and this is why I got Elliot Yo's names written down on the paper. Elliot Yo's $7,000 more. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter talking about it. I don't think that is the smartest option. The reason I'm going Ridley this week, Bonfz, and it's simple, is that we're about to have some serious players that I want to come down in price a little bit. Gaff had a shit score on the weekend. I don't think I can trust Bond. Sorry. Yeah, Bailey Smith with a 2. Who was the other midfielder I was fucking looking at? I mean, Mitch Duncan's just kind of
Dangerfield's very cheap at the moment.
Yeah, Dangerfield. Bontempelli's going to slide. For those who still don't own McRae, I mean, I don't even know if you'd want to at the moment, but he's going to slide. Those that don't own Titch, he's probably going to start sliding. There are a whole bunch of midfielders that are going to start sliding in cash, and I think it's just that perfect time when we're going to have Ridley's not going to get any cheaper. Ridley's going to rise. Mate, seriously, for those who want Petrarca up forward, I think he's going to rise. He looks really good. Lockie Whitfield is at a fucking bargain basement price. And even if you traded him out, I think now is the most ideal time to look at getting him back in. So I think on a season like this, where we don't have a lot of weeks to get it right before finals, I think buying the premium players at their absolute fucking discount price is the ideal way to go.
Imagine owning Rowell in the preseason and not Lockie Whitfield for whatever reason. You didn't have Whitfield, right?
Yep.
And then 5-6 rounds into the year, you're trading Rowell to Whitfield and making $30,000.
Fucking insane. Hey, for those that don't know Dusty, is it just clear of Dusty? Because I told you the ribs are cool.
No, it's got nothing to do with the ribs. You know how I feel about Dusty. I feel like he's the most overrated player in my time in the.
Incorrect. Incorrect.
Marcus Bontempelli, actually. Yeah, that's true. But I think people hold Dusty in this, really, messiah kind of bracket. Nothing like it, mate. He's played 22 games of football in a row that were good, and that's about it. And to be fair, it wasn't deserving of one of the Norm Smith medals, let alone 2. But that's just my 2 cents, right? And let the haters come, Corey. But
there's some words.
Yeah, but Dusty Martin is not top 6. I mean, you look at Simpkin, you look at Whitfield,
Petrarca.
you look at Petrarca, you look at Wingard, you look at Walters. Man, there's probably like another 6 names. I think Ebert's still a good
I
thing,
was going to say
Corey.
your boy
I know you
Ebert,
hate that, Ebert. I mean, they got spanked on the weekend. What, he still scored like 80
84.
something?
Yeah.
And that was his
Andrew
first score
Brayshaw
club
dropped
100,
144. What the shit?
which is interesting because there was no Fife, and his game time was actually up for once.
What the fuck?
But I mean, you can't go buying that.
Nah.
But when your game time goes up because your captain's missing, it just begs the question: why can't he just play a full game of football? Yeah, that's got to be frustrating for owners, particularly some
You
of the people
forgot
that
Hugh
traded
Greenwood,
him
by
out.
the way.
You know, Hugh Greenwood.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a bit give and take with him. It wasn't for his 60 last week or 2 weeks.
I think he's all right now with
I'd be
Rowell
happy.
out. I think Rowell out. He has to be full time midfield.
He always was full-time midfield,
Nah,
but maybe
I think
he gets more
the
ball.
role changes a little bit. He's got to be a ball winner now.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he also will still generate points through tackle. So Greenwood's a wait and see for me, Corey. But I want to see 2 or 3 weeks from him before I make a decision. And Segler, he can rotate on a couple of those.
Don't worry about that. We're going to be talking about that in a second. Holy shit! Are we Segler owners in a fucking world of pain? That's my bad. I'll put my hand up for that one.
I mean, what do we do? What do we do? I mean, obviously it wasn't working. What they had going on the weekend, Corey. And I didn't know if Segler was injured. I was messaging Elite's chat because I was on the
No. So what actually happened? Because I know you didn't watch it. What actually happened is fucking Himmelberg was doing an absolute number
4 goals,
on fucking Big Boy.
Okay. Yeah.
He was too good for him on the ground. He was too quick around the ball. And it's funny because Big Boy's quick, but Himmelberg was doing just an absolute job. And then there was no one else who could play on. So I think he got caught out a little bit. And then they thought, all right, well, look, in all fairness, it was good coaching from Clarko. In all fairness, he's like, all right, well, let's go give Big Boy a run on the ball. And then as soon as Big Boy went the ruck, he fucking dominated it.
So what happens this week against Collingwood? Because Collingwood don't have a tall forward to save their life.
Yeah, well, and if we had he'd eat cocks. Shit! That was unintended too.
If it was Cox or Cameron, I mean, he'd destroy one of those.
Yeah,
like you'd imagine. And then, but do they start off with it? Do they drop one of these tall guys? Segler obviously
that's the
no
thing.
influence.
Segler can't do anything else around the ground. He's a fucking useless forward, and you can't play him down back. He's too
Wouldn't
slow.
it be interesting to see Segler drop this week? I mean, I don't want to curse you, Corey.
Yeah, I
don't
be
think
surprised.
It's going to happen.
But
I think Clarko's going to.
I think Clarko still wants to have Big Boy down back.
I think Clarko, and it may just be exactly that here in your explanation. It might just be, okay, this is our tactic going into the game, and they'll run that tactic. And you know what? On the day we saw it wasn't work, so we got to move on the fly.
Yeah.
It just means that, when we owned Sicily a couple of years ago, and we knew when shit wasn't working, they'd just swing him forward and it would kill his scores. It just means it's going to be a similar thing now with Segler. And we're just going to have to ride it. So people thinking of trading, yeah, justifiably so. I'm an owner, but I'm not trading this week. But
neither.
I'm in a position where I've got 300 in the bank, and I look at, okay, do I sideways Segler or do I upgrade a rookie and keep Segler? So for me, it just makes more sense to hold Segler. So I think as well we're getting caught up, and I know I've done this a lot. So it's the pot calling the kettle here, Corey. At some point you actually need to stop sidewaysing
and start upgrading.
You actually, and you know what? We're 5-6 rounds deep at the moment. You actually just need to start going down, up, down, up. And you know what? If Segler is F6 in finals or whatever it is, or close to finals, so be it. So be it. You know what? If you actually get that deep and you can afford to sideways later on, do the sideways then. We need to bring our mentality back to what it's been previous years. Hold these primos, ride it out, just down, up, down, up, down, up. Get as many big dogs as you can. Ride on the waves, Corey.
Yeah.
Ride on the waves.
Very good. Fuck, how are those Brisbane midfield? Like you saw my 3-round average. Max Gaunt, 162. Lockie Neal, 147. Hugh McCluggage, 137. Toddy Goldstein, 134. Jared Berry, 132.
Yep.
Fuck, Jared Berry's a gun.
Yep. You know who else is a gun? That little Zach Bailey guy, actually, who I paid particular attention to that Brisbane game. And I have to say, a lot of the time when I'm thinking about Brisbane, I think, how are they so good? Being down here in Melbourne and stuff, we don't get to watch a lot of them, I guess. But
a lot of role plays.
But not even that, but you just you see the name and you just think, yeah, I had them in SuperCoach 2 years ago. They're probably not that good. They probably haven't really advanced because they're not, scoring tons every other week. And then you watch a game of football and you be like, okay, now I get it. Now I kind of get why you're in the team every week. I get why you're actually a half decent football team now.
Some legit players.
Hmm.
Huey McCluggage. Brett's been trying to trade me for Huey McCluggage for years.
Has he?
In draft, yeah.
Yeah, McCluggage, very good play. Hits the scoreboard.
Yeah. Oh, fucking love him. Love him. Super good. Fuck, that draft team is so good. Just thought I'd go have a look at it. Fuck. I'm just going to read you out my midfield. McCluggage, Pendlebury, Crouch, Cal Ward. Oh, shit. And fucking Jaeger O'Meara, Sam Walsh, Andy McGrath. This is a keeper league.
Yeah, so
Andrew
McCluggage, Walsh, McGrath, Brayshaw. That could produce bulk points in 5 years.
Brad Crouch good too.
Mm.
He's all right. He'll get 100. Fucking not bad. Yeah, again, lost my train of thought. All right, Knigs or Elliot?
For me, it's Canelio.
Yeah. How come? Even with
I
Shui out?
Yeah, I couldn't care less what happens to the West Coast midfield. I know people, 7 days at Subiaco. Well, big fucking deal. Seriously.
Do you reckon Shui out affects go? Fuck me. Gaff's game? Or just because Gaff and Yo then?
No. I'm not worried
You
about
see
that.
5 more centre bounce attended on the weekend, lower score?
For Gaff?
Yeah.
Are you that surprised to see that sort of shit? I mean, they may learn at some point, when they can't get it done in the midfield, maybe they'll just leave him on the outside because they might have lost too much run out there. But you know what? We'll just wait and see what happens with Gaff. I mean, he's had his low score now, so we don't need to be in a rush to buy him, obviously. So just ride it, just kind of see what happens. He's capable of these 60 scores. You look at last year where he averaged 117 or whatever it was, he probably had 1 or 2 of these scores as well. Honestly, I struggle to find a player who's not, aside from, your probably top 5 in the SuperCoach league, that probably doesn't have the ability to kind of do that kind of stuff. So not stressed about that at all, Corey.
I'm so fucking happy with that 86. It actually works out perfect.
And you know what? It's an 86.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? I'm running Bont, who scored 55.
We look at that at the back end of the year and we say his lowest score is 86. We're like, fuck, that's
laughing.
Yeah.
Love it.
Because it means I can get Ridley this week. I can probably get Petrarca next and Gaff the week after. So
yeah. Hey, what's the news of Bailey Smith? Is he out for a period of time?
No, I think he's
just concussion.
Due to back up this week. I think.
Because I heard some murmurs they weren't sure if he broke his jaw, but that's obviously hasn't happened.
Oh, I didn't hear anything about a break.
Okay, that's good news because that means in 2 weeks we're on. We can literally Townsend to Bailey Smith for like 50 grand in like 2 weeks. It's going to be great.
Let me have a quick look. As we talk about before we go on there, Lockie Whitfield, is it just time to fucking go grab him?
Yeah, for 40k, you're not going to find a better buy than that.
What's his break even?
I just had it up.
78.
Yep.
Bailey Smith, West News, there it is. Now, Seg, you already spoke about that. You're just going to hold and ride it out and deal with whatever happens?
I'll sideways Segler if I have trades and capacity too, and at the real back end of the year. At the end of the day, if Segler's scoring 53 on a really shit week, that's like Max King on a pretty good week. So, Segler can sit on field. It's not going to lose points by doing it. And if I just continue to upgrade around him on the weeks he scores 100, then I'm probably going to go fairly well because I'm going to have that extra premium in my team essentially.
Yeah, can't find any news about the Bailey Smith, so I think he's all right.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm going to hold Segler now too. I'm fucking super worried, but yeah. What do you do? What do you do? 5. What the fuck's going on there? All this fucking long lie bullshit that he might play this week, is that just absolute caca?
I don't know if it's Kaka, but if it's not, that's all right, Corey, because if they can come down to about 600k, which we'd like to see, because when he comes back, his break even's 153 and he'll ride that 71 for a couple more weeks. If he can come back down to 600, that'll be very, very sweet.
Does he play forward?
Why?
When he first comes back? Just to protect the hammy? Or are you just deeming that if he's playing, he's 100% fit, he's going
I don't, you know what, if he's playing forward, how does that protect the hammy? Because I'd imagine he'd be doing more running in the midfield, keep it in motion, keep it warm, as opposed to, having, it's maybe cool off a little bit and then, kind of, have to go for a sprint all of a sudden the forward line to apply that forward pressure. No, not worried about him playing forward at all.
Thank you, Dr. Bonfz. Now another one on Twitter, and I'm not too sure if it's in the question thread, but Jack Stephen. I've seen his name thrown up. I don't know what the fuck he scored. He scored a 95 on the weekend. It was his highest score for the year. He's dropped 36 before that and a 20, 306k.
You're not buying it. You're not buying it yet. You
What
know
if he
what?
drops 100 this week?
If he goes, no, he'd have to go bang, bang.
Well,
for
that
me.
would be 95, 100.
If he
and that
goes
would be
95, 100, then I'll buy him because his break even's only 47 this week. Scores 100, probably only go up 20k.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So then the week after, would you have a look at it?
I need to have another look because
So,
then you're bringing him in on him being a top 6 kind of player. So for me, I'm an owner already of Simpkin, Segler, Whitfield, Devon Smith, and I'm bringing in Petrarca this week. I've got one spot left, and I'm holding that for Bailey Smith. So for me, he's probably a non-option altogether.
The next question was going to be Petrarca, just a lock for top 6.
Yeah, I think we can, with Petrarca, and the serial pest reminds me of this every week, has a 45-point first quarter and does nothing for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And look, his low score on the year warrants, I think, at the moment, a spot in our forward line because his low score's only 89, Corey. His other 3 games have gone ton.
Shout out to the Insider boys. We did make the bet before the fucking shortened seasons were announced, so it did fit
Of course, Corey.
a Petrarca like that. They did offer, I'll give it to them, they did offer for the cash out, but I don't cash out nowhere because they're fucking balls.
Well,
so.
it's, good for you to consult with me on that one, Corey.
Nah, I don't consult shit with you. No, I don't know your opinion on fucking anything. So
It's only my money you're gambling with,
that's
Corey.
all
Thanks
right,
for that,
no
mate.
problem. And not to mention that fucking what's his name hasn't slowed down at all either.
They were genuinely very lucky. They copped shorter quarters, shorter games, and the high half forward is.
I don't think we got to worry because Dev's not getting a run in the midfield anyway. I mean, Dev's not playing 17 games anyway. Hey, you're talking about Petrarca, and it gives me another question. I've got about 3 people sitting in my watch list at the moment. Do you have a watch list going on? Are you using that feature this year, or are you just doing it yourself, or what's going on?
I know in my head roughly what I'm doing. I know the players I'm trying to target.
Not a head I'd fucking probably want to be in. Though.
It's not a what?
Not a head I want to be in.
This mind, Corey, I'll tell you, it rides a lot of waves up here, Corey. Yeah, nah. Look, the watch list is not something I ever use because I feel like I live and breed SuperCoach when it's up and running. So I feel like I know what's going on at all times.
Me, I got Gaff, Petrarca, Smith.
Yeah,
I think.
I'll tell you what, that rose might be inhibiting your ability just to retain a bit of information up top there, Corey.
Yeah, nice. A bit like the chat earlier tonight, Yeah, what about Connor Rose? What the fuck's happened to him?
Oh, well, suits people right for trading him in after fucking 2 games.
My opponent on the weekend had him. That was fucking gross.
Yeah.
Good watch. He also held on to Houston, though, the dog.
Well, that was a little bit out of nowhere, that one, wasn't it? I mean, they got absolutely pummeled and he scored about 117, something like that.
Ball, he was one using it. It's fucked. Hey, a couple of weeks ago, I wish I had an ability to play fucking takes from podcasts and previous, but I'm not really that good. I think you said something about Nick Haynes. What did you say?
I said I won't. Yeah, I said I won't buy him because he hasn't shown me an ability to score really big yet.
Yeah, I think you said he never will score 140 plus.
That's not what I said. I said he hasn't shown it to me
yet. If Brett was here, I think he'd confirm that.
He hasn't shown it to me, Corey.
And
on the weekend, he goes, "Hey, Bonfz, look what I can do."
Oh man, he won me my game on the weekend.
Did he?
Yeah. Yep. And I was having a chat with Fogs afterwards. Fogs in our league sent me a text message. He's like, every time that ball went in Nick Haynes, my heart dropped. Fuck me. How was the goal assist?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Did you watch? No, you
yeah,
watch
I did.
Game? Oh,
yeah, I did. Yeah.
Fucking good.
Yeah.
He's a gun. Change the tune.
Well, yeah, now he's shown me the ability that he can score big. So, when I was talking last week, I think it was last week we were talking, Corey, and, people asking me, Lloyd and, Haynes. And, Haynes had only showed a consistent ability to only score between 100 and 110. And sure, that's great. But now he's got the ability to show me 148. It means that, it was probably a player before this weekend or before the last game. I thought, yeah, he'll offer at 500K. I'll probably buy him at some point. But, now with that big scoreability, I'll probably have to pay a little bit more for him, I guess.
Yeah, right now I think I'm Ridley and Lloyd to round out my defence, and then I'm done for a little bit until fucking Tommy Dodie is fucking ready to hack. He's a wave. He's an emotional roller coaster. That bloke.
39 and then
106, 39,
114.
107.
Yeah.
That's fucking. He's a hard man to watch. You don't have the watch list. Are you ready for the one time that I didn't really want to get to for the night of the podcast?
Hit me.
We're about to read out SuperCoach Elites. Essendon fans got something to say to CBE.
Can I say these ones to you? Can I say these ones to you?
Have you got it ready?
I'll have it ready in about 2 seconds, mate.
Yeah, right. You get it ready. You can read them out. It'll probably be better.
I feel like it needs to come from me, Corey.
Yeah, and it means I can laugh at them without reading them and laughing as well.
And I didn't realise how active our Twitter feed. Here we go. Oh, 20 comments, Corey. All right, here we go. All right, from, do I need to read out their handles?
Nah, you can just give us their names, really.
All right, so this is Nathan with red and black.
Yeah, red, black, love hearts. Yeah, I know Nathan. He's a good man. He lets me know weekly that he gets upset when I fucking bag Essendon. So.
Drops a 4 points and fuck you at CBE. So there's that one. We've got a Harrison here who's he's come a bit positive to you, mate. He goes, "Don't listen to him, Corey. You're doing your best, mate." With a on the end, he drops one of those little X's.
Man. Now I don't know how long Harrison's been listening to the pod, but he's been really nice to me.
I'm not sure why. Probably when he sees the shape of your head, he'd probably change his tune a little bit, I reckon.
Potentially.
Yeah, Isaac Place, black red. Now he's gone. Where's that Essendon membership at, Corey? Up the mighty Bombers!
Told you, I'm pretty sure Isaac thought he was getting the membership, so I apologize for that.
Red Black Nathan, Red Black, he's come back again and just informed you that Collingwood had a goalless half. Is that true? Wasn't there second and third quarters goalless?
Third, so I would count that as a half of football.
So probably Red Nathan just exhibiting the true intelligence of Essendon cheer squad there, Corey. Damien Ma, Corey, sucked in you cockroach. Get on that Essendon membership. And I'll tell you now, Corey, while we're on the fucking topic of cockroach, how's Kieran in Big Brother surviving his 6th eviction, Corey?
Just spoiler alert, just in case anyone doesn't watch it. So, yeah.
We gave that away a bit late, but
the cockroach.
Get on that Kieran train, mate. We've got Rooster Coach here. I will personally oversee his Essendon Football Club membership transaction or let me facilitate it. Well, Rooster, we've got that.
The Rooster was the one who thought that he was going to get a little bit more airtime as well. I think he fucking put another tweet out today saying that he hasn't heard anything and that he should be facilitating it, blah, blah, blah. Rooster's a good man.
Ned Smith. Now, I can't tell how old this bloke is because his display picture seems to have a lot of grey hairs on it.
He's pretty old.
He says here, what membership will you be purchasing? But I think we've got that one covered.
That was the kids. Membership.
We've got a Rick Knights with a display of emojis there. His profile picture is actually Liverpool. This might be Dizzer, actually. He said,
know this guy.
Collingwood are overrated.
Good. Hey, seriously, good whack, that one.
We've got Jace coming in with Ridley. Seriously, one of the best defenders in the game. Oh, my God. Well, that bloke's a bit delusional. He's not.
Yeah, I don't think he's the best defender in the game. He's a good SuperCoach player.
He's got a very good kick on him, but when it comes to defending, I'm not too sure. We've got Sesh Paladin, and this bloke appears to have a mullet. The mullet is back. Stephen Dank back at the Bombers, question mark. I think he's having a pot shot there, Corey.
No, I agree. They looked good. They were quick. They were fast. And it obviously had a little bit to do with Danky.
Peter Demetriou, tell me they're the worst team in the AFL and then compare that to the Collingwood outfit that just lost.
Yeah, so, look, they've shown a lot of heart. They've got heart, the Bombers. They've got a tough run coming up, and I hope they can make finals because I know Collingwood will be there.
Yeah, now, you think this
No, look, I don't want to sound like I'm sucking sour grapes. They were fucking heaps better than we
were. You think this guy, if you're watching YouTube or if you're listening, you think he's not, you think he'd be not that happy with what's going on. But if you're just seeing, he just opened up another bottle over there. And he's just...
Bottle was actually open.
It wasn't already, but he's just started pouring again. Corey, I'm concerned.
The Riesley.
We've got Andrew Nordoff. Ridley will be an elite defender by year's end if he's not already. Well, like we just said, I think he's a good kick. That's probably where I draw the line with him
I think, and this is the problem, I think Essendon supporters get a little bit delusional from time to time, just a little bit. I'm not knocking them because I'm a proud Bomber part member. As in my heart, I bought 3 memberships. There's got a soft spot for Essendon. They're just a little bit delusional. A little bit.
There's a page here. This looks like a real flog page. Where Essendon, how good is Ridley? Go Bomber.
Oh fuck, that's run by people.
We got a Michael Heaslip. Corey, here's our man. If he can't do it, Essendon will. That is an absolute beauty. Good on you, Michael Heaslip.
That was a good one.
That was good. We've got a hashtag not my manager. Apprehensively optimistic. We've seen these starts before and then we fizzle. Hopefully we can stay the course. I think he's just an Essendon supporter, just wanting to.
That's what I mean. I was talking to a couple of other Essendon supporters off air, and I just said, "Good luck for the rest of the year," because they've just. By the way,
They're
just
3-1.
They've lost their number one midfielder,
Who?
Jakey Big Boy Stringer, whose guts about the size of mine.
And I'll tell you now, Stringer has not got a good head on him, but he somehow got you covered as well.
Yeah, at the moment. If he got this haircut, we'd probably look the same.
Oh, and then we've got Will, who, sticking to the theme, and this is not me saying this is Will, but he wants you to suck his, Corey, and go down.
Read it out. Don't fucking blur it. This is their time. This is their time. They get this. They don't get much during the year. They're not going to get much moving forward. They're probably not going to make finals. Remember, 8 of these pricks get to egg me at the end of the year if they make finals. They're not getting much. This is their moment. Do not... No shortcuts. I don't care what they say. Give them their moment.
Suck my cock, Corey. Go Dons. That's from Will.
Tell Will I'll meet him on Tuesday night.
And I've actually had now
a bit of Will in you.
No, well, Corey. This has actually not come through on Twitter, but I've had someone very close to the show.
Is this Bomber? Is this
Bomber Pete? He's actually a big friend of the show, big fan of the show, Corey. He's actually sent me a video message of himself. Now, unfortunately, it was on Snapchat, Corey, so I can't replay it. But he essentially told me to tell you, go Bombers. He didn't say suck. Well, he said suck it in more or less terms, and that he really hopes that you follow through with the membership. And he was holding me accountable. He reckons if I didn't make sure that it was done, that somehow I'd be at fault here. So
don't worry, Pete. There's 3 for you. Pete, so don't stress.
And that's a wrap from that. What's going on there in the SuperCoach Twitter page?
That's it. That's all I got.
There wasn't a lot. There probably was a bit in Discord because Discord during the game, because we got the game day feed where we just chat shit during games and all that sort of stuff.
See, this is the mentality I've got of Essendon. I absolutely give it to these peanuts for 6 months. I fucking give it to them. I call their team shit. I call them every name. Now, I'm telling you, I promise you, they're the softest fucking bunch of supporters in the league. Okay? This is factual, right? They let me know that I'm going to fucking have it. Yeah? They sook week after week after week. Tell me how they turn the podcast off when I start. They can't listen to it. I'm a fucking flog, Essendon this, Essendon that. And I get it. Fuck them. But at the end of the day, they get one shot. One. Absolutely one to go to fucking town on me.
Well, Corey.
And not one of those. The worst thing I got called was a cockroach.
I'll tell you what, and that's not a negative if you've been following Big Brother, because the cockroach is flying, Corey.
This is my other beef with them, boss. They absolutely fucking annihilated us on Friday night. Yep, they fucking ran ring around us. You want to know the one thing that I read more than anything else on fucking social media? About how robbed they were by the umpires. You just fucking put us to the sword. The umpiring was shit, I get it. Get the fuck over it! Flag Bombers.
Shit.
Loving a drink.
Now, there was another special message, Corey, and I think this message, now, I probably should have set this up a little bit earlier, but I think on behalf of all Bombers supporters, thanks Peter Legato for this shirt. We're not forgetting Peter Legato. He's a very intelligent man, that fella.
The light's on.
No, what have I just done? No, I've just stuffed it, Corey. I've just stuffed it.
He's gone to the Bahamas.
No. I've just stuffed it, Corey. What have I done? I've absolutely butchered it. I've butchered it, Corey. I think, look, I might need some... I've totally fucked that one. We'll come back in 5 minutes, Corey. We'll come back in 5 minutes. How does that
For those who are not on YouTube, get on, because that is the most cringe fucking 34 seconds I've seen.
I'm thinking, fucking, what have I got in my background? I've got dildos flying around back here, do I, Corey? Thinking, shit.
So good.
I was trying to set myself up for something on behalf of Essendon supporters, and I've just totally fucked that.
That's all right. I'll give you a little bit to figure it all out. Oh,
Move on to
shit.
the next segment, Corey, and I'll get back to it by the end of the podcast.
I tell you what, if you've got a couple $100, you've got a couple thousand laying around, Bonfz, go back Essendon and win the flag.
Unfortunately, I haven't got a couple thousand cents, let alone a couple $1,000.
That's all right. Let's put the shades on. Those ones are a little bit dirty. Let's grab a cleaner pair. Oh, they were still dirty from watching the Bombers the other night, those ones. Bit excited after the baby Bombers got up. All right, podcast questions. Benny Rothberg.
Yeah.
I will say there are some good Essendon supporters out there too. I do really like the ones in our Patreon chat. They're really nice. And in all fairness, you could have been a lot nastier to me. You can probably hold your head a lot higher than I can, because I have been an absolute asshole. Yeah, you're pretty good about it, Bombers fans. But those fucking umpires, dead set Essendon. Oh, hey, Bombs, you ever want to fucking set an Essendon fan off?
Yeah.
Just mention the word razor ray or umpire or mention how any other team in the AFL gets hard done by the umpires. And fuck, what was a tweet I seen the other day? It was something about injuries or copping it or someone, a Collingwood supporter wrote about it. Oh, no, it was about fucking DeGoey and all that shit. And they said, fuck Collingwood fucking up again, blah, blah, blah. We're always in shit. Everyone gives us a hard time. And sure enough, this was on some random's Facebook. Some Essendon supporter logged onto it and said, oh, please, imagine being an Essendon fan. You don't know what it's like until you're an Essendon fan. Fucking woe is me. Woe is me. That should be Essendon's motto next year on their membership. Woe is me.
Woe is me.
Fuck
Now, Corey, I think I've set myself
Oh, you ready?
up now
All
for
right,
my
I can
gag,
watch
mate.
it. I can
No,
get
well,
out
it's
the
not
ball.
really a gag, Corey, but it's just on behalf of all Essendon fans. I think they'd enjoy just seeing this, and particularly if you're on the YouTube platform, but you can probably get a bit out of this on the audio, so we'll see how we go here, Corey. Let's see how we go.
There we go.
I'll tell you now, I don't reckon Peter Legato, who donated this shirt, he needs to learn how to do washing because I can fucking smell this thing a mile away.
That's we're pretty good on the stories here, and I'll give you one of the best stories ever. Just about Peter Legato here. Big fan of the show. For those that weren't watching, Bonfz changed his background to Essendon this time, not the fucking North Sydney Bahama Beach, and had the jumper rising up. I remember going to a game of indoor one time, Bonfz. Go to play indoor. I asked to be a Rex owner ringing for your indoor cricket side.
Yeah, I know
another bloke, and we rock up, and Peter Legato, good friend of the show, does the scores every week for those who are out there. So every time the scores are fucked up, every time he fucks up the scores each week, that's Peter Legato. So you can at Peter Legato. Anyway, go to the indoor and he grabs two shirts and fucking throws one to me. And I'm like, Pete, this fucking stinks. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, where was this from? He's like, my bag. I said, did you wash it? And he's like, oh, I don't know. Like, was you take it out of the bag last time someone wore it? He's like, oh, no, maybe I didn't. So this dickhead rocks up to a game. I think there was like a 4 or 5 week break between indoor with a fucking shirt that's been sitting with his for a Rex owner ringing, mate.
And it's fair to say we've never seen you come back.
Yeah,
I've
not played since. Always good. All right, let's get on to potty question. Okay, podcast question. Who is shitter from Benny Rothberg? Bretta or Collingwood?
Brett. Always Brett.
Yeah, I tend to agree. We were pretty shit, but Brett's been a shit dog. Hot shame. Thoughts on Yo averaging 117 after round 4 and 5 last season? That's a good stat for you, Mom. You love those stats.
I'm a
good
big
option
stats
for Rowell.
man.
Art's a lock to be bought in next week. Good job, Zakuri. You would think. Loving the pod legends.
What I will do, Corey, as part of my captain's article this week, I'm gonna, because I know what people are gonna crap on about Elliot Yo and Subiaco. They got 7 in a row there. I'm gonna do some digging for the Patreons, Corey. And inside my SuperCoach article, my captain's article, which I drop on a Thursday these days, I'm going to include a little section there on Elliot Yo that just talks about what he scores at home, and that may or may not change your mind about whether you bring him in or not.
Gap in there as well too while you're at it. So for
those,
really look, that's a good. If there was any reason to sign up to Patreon, I know there's a couple of people who've been inboxing you privately, Bonfz. They're not too happy that they don't get to see the captain's article, but it is a members exclusive.
That's right.
And for $2 a month, it's fucking money well spent, I reckon.
I'll tell you now, it's not the $2 a month. It's not fucking worth it, Corey. I'll tell you.
It's good. It's
the
good.
research that has to be conducted. Far out.
Oh, you meant for you? Okay.
Oh, it's not worth it for me, Corey. It's not like I get a paycheck.
You think it'd make the SuperCoach team a little bit better? Mickey Ryan.
Nail a captain.
Yeah, exactly. Rowell to who? Got Neil, Cripper, McRae, Titch, Bont.
Yeah, Duncan.
Oh, baby, what?
Well, why are you so surprised?
Where did that come from?
I said this to you last week about his scores. The guy just doesn't score underneath 110.
Oh, wow. This guy's on the Mitchy Duncan train. What's
Corey,
his average?
he averaging 118 at the moment
Fuck,
with a
is that more than 103?
Corey, low score of 114, high score of 123, and his other 3 games have been in between that range. I
He's
mean,
so
I
fucking
don't know
good.
what else you want.
Oh, no, I just want you to admit he's good. That's it.
Corey, I mean, if you thought he had potential to do this kind of shit, yeah, then you were the delusional one. You were probably thinking, okay, we got 103 average bet here. I'd take 107 in a heartbeat, and that probably would have been a good year for
Told you,
him.
I thought he was going 110. The guy's free.
Yep, Mitch Duncan. And I know he's a bit pricey, and I know people are going to say, what about Boak? Boak's got more of that potential to score 150. Yep, that's all well and true. But I just think with what's coming up for Boak, with GWS, there could be a De Boer factor. And then Carlton the week after, there could be Ed Kerno run straight with him. So I just think hold off on Boak for 2 weeks. And if you want someone, above that kind of 600 price tag, Duncan's you go to. He's very consistent and safe.
Can I just run a couple of names? Duncan, top 8?
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Yeah, end of the season?
Yeah.
You're allowed to say no, even though you just talked it over. You think he can drop off? No.
No, I think he will be.
Gaff, top 8?
Yep.
Boak, top 8?
Yep.
Okay.
And you know why? Because I've got no more confidence in McRae. I've got no confidence in Bontempelli. I've got no confidence, not as much confidence in Cripps. Dangerfield's an enigma right now. Those are just 5 players straight off the cuff, Corey, that we thought, yep, lock. Yep, definitely going to be at least top 12. They're just fucking doing nothing. And so you know what? This other wave that's come through, all these names we've just mentioned, Boak, Gaff, Duncan, these are the guys that have replaced them in the top 8. And so, the names of Dangerfield and stuff might be better, but the reality is the points are going to those other guys right now, and you want to be going where the points are.
Fair enough. Benny Rothberg, I reckon Benny gets plenty of value out of his Patreon membership. He's a good member, Benny. I enjoy chats with Benny. Loving the potty and bands, boys, especially with the video. Ooh, video attached, my team photo for reference, but I'm looking for some guidance in which way to go. Is it time to go Dev Smith up, or are we happy taking his 70s to 80-ish week in, week out? Speaking on Dev Smith, before I go to the next questions, I wouldn't be moving Dev Smith at the moment. I don't think he's been half bad. He just can't kick.
Yeah, agreed. And you know what? It's the same logic or same train of
Segler.
thought that I had with Segler. Yeah, keep upgrading around. Stop with the sideways. Just stop it.
Is it time to move Heaven and Earth to go Pitinator gone?
Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, you have to do it at some point. I know Pinanay's sort of topped out, and it's unfortunate that Gorn's still 300k more than him because, if we said to you, Pitney would be 435k at this point in the year, with Gorn starting the year with a 90, you probably would have thought, oh, it's only going to cost me sub 200 to get it done. The fact is, it hasn't. And Gorn, Neil, Grundy are probably, well, not probably, easily the 3 best SuperCoach players in the game right now, and you need all 3.
Yeah. Who do you say? Neil
Grundy.
Grundy. Yeah.
Goldie's a little bit behind them, but Gorn, Neil, Grundy.
Say, I think this game at the moment is so suited to fucking Goldie, who grabs the ball.
He's still not. Gorn and Grundy are still outdoing him.
Are they on the season at the moment? I don't know if Grundy is, isn't he? Actually, I don't know.
Grundy's averaging 136.
Oh no, he had that shit score in there as well.
So, yeah, Goldie's averaging.
Yeah, no,
4
I'm the same.
more,
That's I'm going Grundy, but I don't think Goldie's too far behind.
Can I just say, Goldie's got Essendon and Richmond the next 2 weeks.
Oh, he's about to feast. Richmond with fucking no ruckman. Soldo. Yeah. Benny also asks, really lead towards Yo back at home. Thoughts?
No. I mean, I'm not a
I think
not a
Benny's
Yo
got
advocate.
fucking 75 trades this week. And are we scared that a lot of primos and rookies will miss due to the hubs? Well, if they're going up there, they won't miss.
Yeah, I think we've only heard of it, Shane Edwards and Basher Hooley for family reasons staying down, and they're the only...
Well, everyone else is gone.
Yeah, they're the only players of note. Yeah, I'd imagine. So, no, obviously, we're not scared. If they've gone up there, then...
Are Richmond fucked? Are they just absolutely cooked now? Injuries and this shit?
you know what? They've had injuries. They, I don't mind the stance they kind of have on prioritizing family and that kind of stuff. If they had a bit of a lull this year, next year 22 games, a bit of a softer fixture, they might just fucking come back to top
Go
2.
again.
Yeah, next year.
He also said this potty makes the start of my week. Keep up the good work, boys.
On your Rothberg.
Now we're a day behind because Bonfz had to fucking bypass Essendon. Wombat. Just quietly, Wombat hasn't got his name to the profile, so I think I can drop this. Wombat was the member that I bought 2 of those kids' memberships for as well. Who, congratulations, had twin boys, Wombat. Cheers, Bonfz. Thanks for saying Wombat.
I just gave it a bit of a nod, mate. Yeah.
Well, sorry, I don't have the fucking video open when I'm reading out podcast questions.
Sorry, mate. I just gave you the nod, but
Thank you.
Yeah.
Rank in order, please. Have 781k in the bank. Oh, so he's... Yeah, I like this. This is a little bit outside the square to normal. All right. Number 1, Noble to Ridley. 2, Get Arts. 3, Pitt to Grundy. 4, trade Rowell or Viney to who? Got Neil McRae, Cripps 5. He can do 2 of them. So what are the 2 most important things there?
I think
one would probably be getting rid of Rowell. Would you say?
I think Noble to Ridley because of the amount of money.
I think I like Rowell to Ridley.
You don't know that he's got DPP to do that.
I'm sure. If you do, if not, then maybe Noble. I reckon Noble might come back in this week.
We'll see. If Noble's not named, I think Noble to Ridley. I think Ridley's one of the more priorities because of his price and break even at the moment.
And then Pitt to Grundy if you can.
Is a significant upgrade. But
if
man,
you
this
can't, I think then Get Arts.
What's this guy got in the bank? Like 500,000-600,000?
He's got 700. No, so yeah, sorry, 781k in the bank.
Oh, in the bank.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it.
Pitt to Grundy, Noble to Ridley.
Yeah, but if Noble's named, see if you can. Well, even if Noble's not named, see if you can do some DPP and get Rowell over.
So I would prefer to get Rowell to Ridley if you can with DPP. That gets you Pitt to Grundy, and then that can get you Arts and someone else.
And just an example of how you can do this kind of stuff, because it's not just one move. It's not okay. We trade Rowell, we put Rivers into the midfield, and then I can get a defender. You could do it the following way: you could trade out Rowell, put Simpkin, Whitfield, Devon Smith, any one of those types into your midfield. Then go grab Stephen Hill from your defence
or
Brander. Switch him to your forward line. Then all of a sudden you've got a spot vacant there in your defence.
I tell you what, if you've got Brander and Hill and you've got them as swings as well, you got one up forward, one down back. It's fucking useful moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For those Patreons, if you don't understand that, hit us up on Thursday night.
Thursday night, our live chat will tell you exactly how to.
Yeah, it is vital information.
Yep.
Mickey Ryan, who is a new member, so welcome, Mickey. Starcevic, Buderick, and Brown all have break evens above 60. Who do you think needs to go first?
Starcevic and Brown.
Yeah, well, I think if they're all named, then you just hold on to whoever's out of that team first. And really, I mean, Starcevic is the most likely out of the 3 to go a high score, I'd say.
And I think Buderic's job security is better.
I'd probably say Brown now too. I'll tell you what though, I think Brown might stay in that team because there's about 4 Collingwood players who need to go.
I'll tell you now, if Jamie Elliott, if he's not out of that, I don't understand how he continues to get a game.
Strongly agree.
I mean, he gets picked on his name, not on what he puts out on the field. He's a woeful player.
Strongly agree. Lazy. He's been lazy too. Varco was ordinary, but first game back. Cox is Cox.
See, we said this the other week, didn't we? We said, people are shouting out, where's Cox? They bring him in, and then everyone hangs him out to dry.
Yeah.
He's just
look. I don't mind if Cox plays though. Honestly, I don't think he should have played the other night because it was wet. I think that was the first mistake. But you get Cox in a full strength team. It's not bad. But Elliott was woeful. Thoughts Stevenson was pretty lazy as well.
Yeah. He's always been lazy, but he's somehow manages to impact games more consistently.
And that's the thing with Elliott. He's just lost so much. But this isn't what we're talking about. We're here to talk about SuperCoach. Rogo, above, he said like this. My current mids, Neil, Cripper, Titch, McRae, Cully. Best upgrade for Rowell considering those. I'm thinking Gaff or Duncan. I prefer Gaff over Duncan, but at the moment, I think I prefer Duncan over Gaff because of the drop that you're about to get with Gaff.
Yep.
And then he asks about Sickler's role. We've already spoken about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Will's from SuperCoach Elites, the admin. He just wants his name fucking read out on the podcast. Is that what you want, Will? Does that make you happy? I hope it does. Will, arguably one of the hardest working fucking backroom staff we have. to, by the
Arguably.
way.
Well, yeah, actually, because we do have Joel. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I was going to say, really?
Yeah. So look, Joel and Will, they do a lot of work. And if you ask Pete, apparently Pete thinks he does the most work. But
We say, if we get back onto the topic of Pete, he actually requested that he actually starts getting paid.
Oh.
Did you hear that?
No.
He's requested formally. He's gone through the CEO. He's gone through his line manager, the area manager. He's gone all the way to the top, Corey. He's formally requested he gets paid.
There's about
to
6 or
post
7.
scores.
There's about 6 or 7 blokes who get paid for us, and I'm telling you, there's about 6 or 7 members in our fucking Discord alone that would do that for free weekly. He has one job, literally, community. He has one job. He posts scores every week. He does about 4 of the games, if that, and fucks up half of them. But he's still my favourite member. I love you, Pete.
But he is a very good bloke.
Oh, that's good. Very good golfer, I've heard, by the way.
Very, very good golfer.
Yeah. Option 1. So he's Will, again, who wanted to get his name read out the podcast. Will SCE. I tell you what Will's good at too. He's actually good at fucking replying to the members in admin advice as well. Option 1, Georgiades to Arts and Rowell to Haynes. Oh, well, love that. Georgiades to Arts, Rowell to Duncan. Buterick to Arts and Starcevic to Haynes with 305k in the bank to deal with round next week. Or Buterick to Arts, Rowell to Neil.
Neil.
Yeah, I agree.
You actually just can't not have Neil.
Yeah.
Although he's 130 on the weekend, put his break even to 167.
Yeah, he probably hits that this week.
Well,
The serial pest.
Geelong aren't going to run with him, that's for sure.
Nah, I don't think Geelong can run with anyone, to be honest. And I'll tell you what, Parfitt's done a fucking good job lately. He's averaging 10 tackles a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, good chat.
Sure there'll be a question about Parfitt, I'm sure.
And 103 Supercoach points.
Yeah, I'm not picking him, though.
Wow, we'll speak to you next week. The serial pest. Hey, guys, how did Dizzy go this week?
Oh, not
But
good.
I tell you what,
Hold on. He broke his 8 on. Have we spoken about that? Can we do golf segment?
We have. We can do golf segment after.
Talk about it.
You ever met a bloke that just, you will not hear from him. The second he top scores in Divi 1 for a week, fucking let you know about it, that's for sure. Will, can you confirm whether Diz has paid Pete for the bet regarding Pies v Bombers?
Hasn't as of yet.
Let's fucking throw him under the bus here. So last Thursday, was it, Pops? We're in the admin chat, and I was giving Pete a bit of
it wasn't
stick.
last Thursday. It would have been way before that. It was before the side bottom news broke.
Yeah,
2 days
Wednesday,
before.
Tuesday. Yeah.
It would have been like Sunday or Monday the week before.
I think it was the Tuesday. And anyway, I was giving Pete a big. Pete was talking about how the Bombs. No, because it was after pod, so it was Tuesday.
Okay.
Pete was, giving it back to me, saying, calling me a flog and whatever else he wanted to call me. So I said to Pete, I said, how about we go 500 head-to-head, Bombers v Collingwood? Pete didn't bite much. Little fucking serial pest knew that he'd take $50, so he come underneath me, put in the $50 offer, and Pete took it. Yep. So all week, this is fucking claiming, he's going to get $50 on Pete, and fuck him, he's going to make him pay him, blah, 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 blah. And then they win. Dizza still has not paid up the bet.
His actual dog.
Going on the basis that didn't send handshake emoji. Now, I kind of agree with him there. There was no verbal handshake in the bet. So unlucky, Pete.
Shit.
Send a handshake emoji next time. Maybe you'll get paid. Table King. Love the potty fellas. I'm a big fan of Table King as well. 2030 got me 7 out of 7 wins. Lucky. Probs best you don't punt at CB. Or at Corey. Who knows what you could be buying next? Viney back to being shit goes for near with Rowell trade.
Say that again?
Okay, so he said I shouldn't punt because I had to buy the membership. That's the least of my worries this week. I couldn't fucking get the side of the yarn at the moment. And Viney is shit again. Should he go to Neil with Rowell? So I think Rowell down, Viney up.
Oh, okay.
It's at that section though again now. If you got Viney, you almost have to stick with it, don't you?
I think Viney's a bit different. People see one score from him and their jocks got a little bit excited, Corey. And you know what? If you're going to soil yourself like that, then fucking sit in it. What do you want from me? You never should have got Viney. I mean, what the fuck are you doing?
That would have been a Brett kind of move.
Does he go Rowell? Well, you get Lockie Neal. Yeah, I mean, I said this in the Patreon last week, and I think it was that Trav guy. Don't think he liked it too much. I said, would you pay 375,000 or something like that for Neal? And he goes,
Yeah, yep.
Well, yeah. And I said, well, then that's what you're paying for Neal. You're not paying 780,000 because you're not buying one Lockie Neals. You're buying two.
Until he double drops fucking. Until Grundy drops 150 on a Friday night.
Then you're only buying one Lockie Neal.
Yeah. Hey, but still, 130 week in, week out. Like,
you take that.
Yeah.
You've got such security in your captains when you got Neal there.
Yeah, I agree. Frogger, who is arguably one of my most favourite fans. Now, Frogger does not disappoint with a meme every single week.
Yeah, he loves the meme.
Every single week without fail, he just delivers. That Segler meme that we posted the other day, that was Frogger. He just nails them. He's the fucking best meme creator ever. You want to know the best part about Frogger? Bloke lives in Switzerland.
Yeah. Oh, this is the bloke.
Yeah.
Okay. Big fan of this guy.
Massive fan of Frogger. Arts v Harry Jones.
Arts.
Long term, I think Harry Jones. Harry Jones was really locked.
It's his position. I
think. But I think
he
can grab Arts this week. He can grab Jones next week.
Yeah, agreed.
Segler, cut or keep Faith. I'm keep Faith. Just for a week or two. Just give him more than just a half a quarter. Oh, fuck me. This is Frogger. Fucking Frogger. How can I pump your boots and then you ask dumb shit like this? Come on, mate. Jack Stephen, could you condone? Almost straight swap for a mature rookie. You get another 100, you can do it.
Doing a lot of sideways shit. That's the problem.
Jack Gack. And his photo is also toe heel, I think. Is that two people with a toe heel photo? I think it is. It might not be. It's hard to tell. Is Mitch Duncan for 600k underrated?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's only in 1% of teams, averaging 118.
He's a second best midfielder, in my opinion, at the moment.
PS,
points-wise, yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with this. PS, where's Raging Bonfz been? Been a bit calm this year for my liking.
Well, yeah, you know why? It's the new blood pressure meds. It's the new blood pressure meds.
It's because Brett's not here.
And it's also, you know what, as a big sort of saying this, Corey, is that I don't really give two flying fucks about this year. Yeah. I mean, I'm here for the love of the game to provide, some sort of relief to people who might be a bit boredom. We're in lockdown again. This will give them something to listen to, something to do. And I'm just here just to talk shit for a little bit, Corey. Otherwise, you wouldn't fucking see me.
You're here for the Patreon, aren't you, Bonfz?
Well, essentially, Corey, they may have put in financially, so I feel compelled now to remain for the year. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't have. You ought to have been on 12-month hiatus.
Yeah. A good thing about this lockdown, though, like, seriously. Like, I'll still be at work, so that's all right. I'm sorry to anyone that has lost their jobs and bullshit again. It's fucking crap. But the fact we can go play golf still.
Thanks.
Baby. It's like not lockdown never exists. I don't do much. I'm a very simple man, Bonfz. I play golf on a Thursday, Friday. I drink from fucking Monday to Sunday.
Water, that is.
Yeah, that's it. I'll work the rest of the day and I do a podcast normally on a Monday night, sometimes on a Tuesday night. Occasionally I say dumb shit, which makes me shave my head.
And then in between you give grief.
That's it. That's all I do. Life's easy, mate. Life's easy. Spend about 4 minutes with my missus every night. That's good. Millsy.
3.5 too much, Corey.
Yeah. Millsy, who, again, another one of my favourite patrons. Big fan of Millsy. Which one of these, looking at my rookies in my team, I'm thinking I can't sideways the likes of Segler and Smith and need to keep upgrading rookies. Smart man. Which, with that in mind, I'm thinking option A. But let me know your thoughts. Option A, out Buterick and Rowell in Ridley and Arts, which is what I'm doing. Gives him cash to go Pittagorn in either next week or the week after. Or out Rowell and Segler in Titch and Ridley. I'm A.
Yep, also.
Just because it gives you Gorn in the future. Jetters. Should I back Lipinski for first goal scorer every round for the rest of the season?
If you don't, Jedders would be somewhat disappointed.
Can't wait for the week he doesn't do it and he kicks it.
And just for another punting story, Corey, because we're just full of stories these days, aren't we? This is probably why the podcast's gone for 3 hours tonight.
Yeah, I reckon the listeners. I reckon we've had the most fucking positive feedback we've had in years, and it's because we barely talk SuperCoach anymore. We just talk religiously absolute fucking bullshit about how shit we are at punting and golf.
And a couple of stories about Diz and Pete. Now, Jedders actually backed first goal on the weekend, Corey.
This is actually a seriously good fucking story.
We were in Discord. We were in the Discord chat, and he goes, because I don't mind the first goal scoring is pretty much the only thing I have a bit of a punt on. And he goes, well, who are we liking tonight, Bonfz? After giving him a roast last week about Lipinski. And I said, yeah, no, if Collingwood's playing, I kind of always like Stevenson. Or, didn't mind Trav Varco the other night as well. And he goes, yeah, Stevenson, actually, yeah, I was thinking I'm going to take it. And I go, yeah, what's he at? I said, usually we get him about 15 plus odds. He was at 13-1. Now, I'm a man of principles, Corey. Yep. So I refused to take the punt because I said to him, no, I want 15s. I want 15s. I'm not taking 13s. I'm not taking it. And he's come out and snagged the first two of the game. Now, the beauty of that is, though, Corey, that I ended up taking Varco, but I also took Jaden Stevenson to kick one of the first 3 goals of the game at 5-1 on Sportsbet.
Which, if you can get that weekly, I think is a fucking incredible bet.
Yeah, so 5-1, I was very happy with clean up on that one. But good on you, Jedders. I mean, Lipinski fucked you the week before, but you had Stevenson on Friday night, wasn't it?
Yep. No, that's it. If you want one for tomorrow, anyone listening tonight, stand down, Ruben Blue. Fucking seriously good horse. Don't put your house on it. Don't put anything on it. Don't bet. Just watch it.
Just watch it. Just watch it, and then just when it loses, just think, Corey, with that hairdo, he might suit the streets a little more.
Can't trust it. Mate, if you know anything, I would have put the house on Collingwood last week if you give me 2-1. So take that into account and do not follow. Oh, Ruboy, 23. I reckon he barracks in North Melbourne, this bloke. Should steal. Where the fuck did I get that? I read Jedders. Jack Steele, worth a look. His numbers are awesome and makes a good pod.
Yeah, I mean,
another one of those tackling things.
Yeah, I'm not searching for points of differences. If people don't know what pods are, I'm just searching for the best guys, and it might just be a name thing, because when you look at his numbers, you think, yeah, you know what, he's doing some good things. He's only had one score below 114 this year, but it was 73. But then you weigh that up against Bonfz, and you're like, well, Bonfz had like fucking 5 scores out of 5 under 114 or whatever it is. So that was a bit of a jab at Bonfz. But I mean, he's averaging 117 on the year. Yeah, that's great. But for me, it's a no for now, and I'll stick to my traditional guys. But it's probably maybe because I don't have the balls to do something like that, but up to you, mate.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't be going Jack Steele either. Dazza. Hey, Corey, big fan of Essendon. I've been disappointed how you spoke about this great club this year. How about a little respect? Do we trust Ridley and Parfitt? # Bombers flag.
This cockhead goes for Bulldogs, and he's probably the reason why fucking shit.
I'm a big fan of Dazza. He copped double the shit I copped on Friday night.
Yeah, good.
When Collingwood lost to Essendon.
He probably fucking deserved it, Corey.
Yeah, I definitely does.
Parfit, Corey, fair income.
Is one of those. He's playing midfield though.
I know, but I mean, you look at the sort of history this guy's had on the field, and I'd be surprised if he was still playing in 5 weeks. So I'm not going anywhere near it, and I think he knows how we feel about Ridley.
Yeah.
And I just realised I answered Daz's question, Corey. Next time, remind me not to answer.
Very good. Yeah, this is actually the best of it. Daz join this chat. You leave. That's all. I'm a big Daz fan. Me and Daz, you know what I like about Daz is, man, I'm a late night gamer, so we'll finish the pod. I'll jump on late. Daz is always still at work, so he'll just have a chat to me. I don't know if I can reveal that if Daz works with anyone else. I know he's not allowed to have the phone on the floor.
Corey,
so that's all right.
I don't think prospective employers out there are being like, okay, now, where's Daz? And who's he talking to?
I don't know. Maybe Daz is like to the rest of the boys that work. Oh, fucking listen to this podcast and just throw him under the bus. Benny Rothberg, thoughts about Luke Parker? And then pod question mark.
Yeah, we feel about pods. I feel like me and you, we feel about pods the same. Don't go chasing them. Just chase the guys that are
It's been
probably
good.
in the top echelon. And we said this, oh, well, not we. I said this last week. His ability to put together half the year and then just turn to absolute shit.
But the other thing too is I almost feel a little bit. I shouldn't feel disrespected because it's got nothing fucking to do with me. But I feel a little bit uneasy that so many people, especially out in the social media community, are talking about Luke Parker, but aren't looking at the extra fucking 20 to 30k and going Duncan, who's dropping an extra 10 points on him every week.
Yeah.
I think that if you want a pod, go Duncan.
Yeah, I think that probably the thing is, if you look at those two, is that you look at Parker and you're like, okay, Parker's in my midfield, but maybe people who are looking at Duncan are probably like, nah, actually, I'm taking Danger. Because, you go Danger Duncan, immediately you're like, Danger.
Yeah.
And then, or you're like, okay, now I've got to run both of them. People don't like that as much. I'm not too sure.
Yeah. The best thing about Duncan is he's playing exactly like Gaff does. Like it's just all outside ball, feed me.
He actually does nothing and gets points.
Yeah, and you say that every week. You fucking crack it about how little he does for what he gets.
Yeah.
Lockety, who the fuck is this, by the way? Where did this come from? How long do we keep telling ourselves that Sicily's going to be top 6? Well, he's top 1 in my eyes. So.
He's had one bad score. What defender hasn't scored bad?
I think he had that shit half last week, but
he still scored well in the game.
Are we worried that out of 8 quarters of football, he's managed to put 6 bad ones out in the last 2 weeks?
I mean, it's James Sicily. Did we think he was going to put 8 out of 8 good quarters?
Good answer. We were bound to get this, weren't we?
Hmm.
And they got fucking hammered too.
Who else is better than him? I mean, that's what I want to know. Yeah, okay, look, it's fine to put these out there, but aside from maybe Doherty, Haynes, Ridley...
Yeah, but ask yourself the question too, on the start of the season, out of them, who were you starting?
Yeah, that's right.
Especially
and obviously Jake Lloyd into that mix. I mean, Sicily's still a contender.
And most people would have been led or Cis.
Yeah. I think Sicily's still a contender, like for the 5th sort of defender position.
So
Maynard, okay, maybe I'm disrespecting him a little bit. And maybe Caleb Daniel as well. But you know what? Maynard was fucking like 85 at half time, only ended up on 116 as well.
Yeah.
Lucky to get 116, I reckon. I said that in the Elite chat. I said, fucking Maynard's done nothing. How the fuck's he on 85? And everyone
he was our best player on the ground the other night. But
didn't think he had 85 point half, Corey.
No, I can agree with that.
He had about 15 touches and 12 on
I'll tell you what, Tipper was best on ground the other night by fucking a country mile. That guy is fucking incredible. The Hoff, big fan of the Hoff too. If I upgrade Pitney via Rowell, do we go Gorn or Goldstein?
Who is upgrading Pitney via Rowell?
Yeah. So can be done with DPP. Because if he's got a ruck forward, if he's got the 3 of them, or a ruck forward. Or maybe he means he's going to go Rowell down and Pitney up.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Or that, or he's moving Segley into
his Gorn or Gold, I'm Gorn.
Yeah, Gorn, yeah. I think Gorn's the number 1, and then it's a toss-up between Grundy and Goldstein, to be honest. But I think I feel more secure with Grundy, but Goldie's not a bad selection. If people chasing those pods, you run week to week with Grundy v Goldie, then that's kind of like the pod, I guess.
Yeah. Just struck those Devils. I have 165k in the bank. Option 1. Fuck, I hate it when people don't spread these out. Starspitch straight up to Ridley and round a rookie. When teams are dropped, ready to upgrade another mid-rookie to a premium next week. Option 2, Router, Boak, Parker, Steele, Duncan. Current premium is Neil Titch, McRae, Gaff, Cripps. Fuck, I like those.
Starcevic is a mid-defender, so I see no reason why you can't trade Rowell directly to Ridley by swinging Starcevic into his midfield.
Yeah, a bit. And Frogger, last question, by the way. Who is the angriest dwarf of all time, and why is it Alistair Clarkson?
I mean, people give this guy shit, feeding him 4 flags. Well, I don't know if we'll ever see another coach like this. His ability is just amazing. I don't
And
know.
then, not to mention, I mean, these players were getting fucked. He doesn't care about SuperCoach. His players were getting fucked on the weekend.
The
He
bloke's
just,
trying to win a game of
yeah,
football.
I know.
Like he gives a flying toot.
All right, that's it for questions. That was fucking really long tonight. That's not even the run sheet that we've got. Where the fuck's my run sheet?
Captain's voice, captain's bombs. All right,
No,
Corey.
Bonfz.
So
No, Bonfz. Before we
no,
go to
okay.
captain's vice captains, we've got golf chat.
We got golf chat.
Get
All
to
right, Dizza.
golfy. So,
You tell us
tell
about
me
Dizza.
what. Now, you told me last week what
I
happened.
wasn't there.
We were out on the course. You weren't
Not
there.
we. I wasn't there. Yeah.
What was the photo you received?
I received a photo of an iron of some sorts,
Yep.
snapped roughly down the exact middle, like
And
complete snap.
what was said that happened?
And I was told that Dizza broke a club, and I
In
couldn't
what
be
way?
more. Well, that he potentially got angry and went up to a tree and whacked the tree with his fucking 8-iron, and it's totally snapped in half.
And how were you feeling after this happened?
So happy.
Now, can confirm that I watched Dizza Nanas. So me, Kyle, and Dizza were out on the course, and it was Dizza fucking Lalas, I should say. I watched the club go one of the furthest throws I've ever seen. Now we can confirm that Dizza's last couple of rounds, I don't think he shot under a 70 on a fucking round of 9 yet.
He hasn't beat me in the last 3 rounds.
Been absolute
He's
caca.
not
Even
happy.
Kyle annihilated me the other day.
Yeah.
We'll let you know on a little secret.
Didn't snap it.
Wasn't his club.
Yeah,
Found it.
I had, I had a sneaky suspicion. I had a sneaky fucking suspicion because when he said today that he went out and bought a new driver, and I said to him, "Did you pick up a new 8-iron?" He turned around and he goes, "Oh shit, I forgot to buy an 8-iron."
Yeah.
Now, if Dizza really snapped his 8-iron, he would have picked one up.
And you would have heard more about it. So that did not happen. He wanted me to run with it and get it on the pod and give you anything. But I do have a golf story. Okay, so we know I can't hit a par. That's the thing. I went out and had a hit last Thursday on my own down at fucking beautiful course in Mandalay. First hole with no one there. Hand on heart, swear to God, parred.
What's the rule? If
no
no
one
one
there.
else saw it,
No
it
one
didn't
else is
happen.
there. Didn't happen. I'm happy to accept that. So anyway, I've walked the 18 at Mandalay. Then Dizza and Kyle come down in the afternoon. So Kyle's this little brother of the cerebral pest. Anyway, he comes down. Here we go. Dizza's next to me like, no. So I've rocked up in the morning. It's a nice clubhouse, and I will not knock it. Fantastic course. I rock up, and I've got basketball shorts on. I've come down in a hurry, and it's a bit of an up there club. So I've rocked up, and he's like, "Oh, where are your shorts?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fucking, I don't know. I'm used to playing fucking Craigieburn in the airport with you guys." So I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Fuck it. I've got a pair of my cargo switch." He's like, "Nah, just hide the drawstring. You'll be right. Go, they have it. It's a Thursday. Don't worry about it." So I walk out, play 18 for the day. Dizzy comes down late in the afternoon, calls me up. Dizzy, Kyle, rock up. Yeah, so they call me. Kyle's not allowed on the course. He hasn't got the correct pants on. This is the afternoon. Some of the blokes at the clubhouse. So I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm stuck behind the slowest group of the day, fuck it, behind them. So I end up skipping the last and come down to the clubhouse. I rock up, and Kyle's got these really nice pants. They are technically trackies, but you couldn't tell. They're $150 pair of Nikes. They're in pristine condition. And I'm like, hang on. So I'm in fucking basketball shorts, and this cunt's not allowed to go. Oh, sorry, I jumped it again. He's not allowed to come in. Yeah, he's not allowed to come in his shorts. So yeah, long story short, it wasn't around. So we got a pair. Now, I'm a big boy. Kyle's not a big boy. So we got a pair of my chinos out of the car. Put them on Kyle. They were about, I'm telling you, 10 sizes too big. So he's wrapped them up. He's tucked them into his socks, walked up to the clubhouse, and then paid for a round of golf. Come out there, met me on the first, whatnot. So, yeah, again, we all know I can't hit a par. Kyle's parred one of the par threes. We've gone out the back. We're on the par 5. Me and Kyle both gone straight down the fairway. Then Kyle's put it in a bunker. I've put it basically on straight down again. It was par 5, this one. Kyle's then gone from, what did he go? No, he went shot, drive, thing, then in the bunker for 3 near the hole. He's then fucked up and gone bunker to bunker on the left side of the hole. He's like, if I get this in, you got to give me $100. I'm like, yeah, no worries. Like, fucking bunker. One of the steepest bunkers in Mandalay. He's whacked it, shit ass shot, rolled up the side of the bunker, and not even joking, straight up in the air, like literally just straight up in the air, hit the green, power rolled straight in the hole for a par. And I'm just like,
And meanwhile, you're here for 18
fuck
months not hitting the
this.
par.
So I was pretty angry. The only par I hit for the day, no one was there.
You probably need to wear those pants if you're any shot of a par on Thursday.
It was incredible. It was, and the best part about the whole thing is I missed it. Didn't see it. He was out in another bunker cracking the shit. I think that was the same hole he threw his club on. He launched his club that hole. Absolutely.
You actually have to be watching that as well. You don't want to miss that sort of shit.
That's
why you have to watch every
we
shot.
didn't say anything. We looked at each other. So Kyle's my own cousin. We looked at each other, just like did not say a word. Didn't say a word. Offered him the $100 too. He didn't take it because he's a good man. Unlocked the Essendon supporters. So that's this week's golf story. Vice captain and captain Bonfz.
Now Neil, Grundy, Goldie, Gawn. If they're not in the top four, Corey, I really don't know who the fuck else I'd honestly put in there. But you have a look at it, and I'll tell you now. Actually, well, because I like to sort of drop random shit every now and then. But Gawn against Witts, I don't mind. Goldie against Phillips, I don't mind. And Grundy against Segler or McAvoy, depends what happens there. But one of those guys, I think, going into Lockie Neal, the VC on the Thursday night's the most obvious thing. But I don't think it really matters because we're taking Lockie Neal, I think, on that Thursday night. Now, I just want to give a shout out, Corey, because I know we've been speaking about a lot of ruckmen, but there's one ruckman in the last 3 weeks that's done some serious SuperCoach damage. Who is it?
Do you want me to say it or do you want to drop it?
Yeah, no, say it.
Timmy English.
Yeah, no, and genuinely, he looked like an absolute donkey in the first two, but 120, 145, and 125 in his last three. And I'd highly recommend in draft teams out there, you might want to do a bit of work to get him in.
Ability around the ground.
Yep, and you know what? Ability to do it around the ground. He's had a spike in his hit-outs to advantage as well in the last fortnight to 3 weeks. So things in that kind of space are doing well. But seriously, if you're not a Lockie Neal owner, then you're VC and probably Grundy on the Friday night. And if you don't have one of Neal or Grundy, then well, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll be Lockie Neal on the Thursday night. If I had Grundy, it would be Grundy. If I had Goldstein, it'd be Goldie because I don't think Phillips gets to be physical against Todd Goldstein. I think Todd Goldstein's too strong for that.
And you know what? Grundy went 151, and if you heard anything from the commentators, I reckon Phillips played the game of his life.
Yeah.
He was best on ground.
Yeah.
And Grundy went 151 in that. So, we assume Phillips isn't going to have another best on ground performance. Well, let's face it, he wasn't. And Goldie's probably going to go 150 again. But
fuck, it's actually such a worry with Hawthorn and Grundy because they're going to need Big Boy to jump over Grundy.
I don't think Big Boy can outdo Segler on the rock.
Yeah, well, Clarko thinks he can.
No, I think Clarko thinks Segler's more agile and prominent as a forward as opposed to Big Boy. So yeah.
I'll tell you, Big Boy was good in the ruck on the weekend. He was heaps better than Segler. Fuck, there was someone else I liked. I actually just forgot.
From this week, in terms of a player.
Yeah.
I don't know who it might be, mate.
Nah, go on.
Tom Mitchell against
Collingwood. Oh, no, that's what I was going to say.
Touches,
How fucking... Did you watch the West Coast game on the weekend?
No.
I'm a Nick Nat Nui owner.
Yeah.
I tell you, I actually felt really hard done by. He dominated that game. And me and Joel were talking about it because I think Joel might have versed Nick Nat on the weekend. Joel, for those who don't know, Joel's the one who does the beautiful one to watch fucking post every week that everyone has been hanging for, and it's finally back. And what does he call those things? What's he called?
Some break-even spreadsheet.
Yeah, it's a good sheet anyway. And yeah, we were talking about it because I didn't check scores. I was listening to the game because I was at work and it was a little bit quiet, so I actually got to listen to the whole first quarter. Sorry, I actually watched the first quarter. Shouldn't be saying that. I was at work, but yeah, and I was like, fuck yeah, he's going to be on 40, 50 plus. He was on like 27.
Yeah, I don't know. Scoring's a bit weird sometimes. It's a weird season, but when you said...
Speaker League, you want to fucking throw Jolie under the bus? Traded out Curtis Taylor last week.
Oh, Corey, what do you think he writes spreadsheets and he's not on the podcast?
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, We'll make a comment about that in the chat as well.
I reckon
Tom Mitchell against Collingwood, Corey. We know his
That's
ability
fine.
to rack it up.
Doesn't get tagged.
Yeah, 167 and 158 in his last two versus Collingwood, with a career average of 126 over 7 games. So you want something left field. I mean, Tom Mitchell might be your guy, but I just don't see how you go past Neil into Grundy, Gorn, or Goldie, to be honest.
Strongly agree. Anything to else to add? Because it's been a fucking long podcast.
Yeah, I think next week we'll be back to regular time. No Essendon talk. We'll probably reduce story time because I reckon we're going to get a few words about that.
Nah, bullshit. That's fucking story times. What people listen to. What are we story times? I can't even fucking remember. We had golf. What was the first one?
Corey, I don't fucking know. Not I want to know. Let's just cut it here, mate.
Big story time fan. Actually, going out the stories. That we can try
I've got none that I want to share right now, mate.
late on a Tuesday night, we know how much you fucking hate late nights.
Not happy. I love my sleep.
Look, I will say thank you for making me feel a little bit better tonight. I might go grow my hair back for next week.
And yeah, maybe a few less rosés next week as well, Corey, and things will be back to normal.
We'll take that into account. Maybe story time will go a little bit less with a couple less rosés. All right, Liz, on behalf of Bonfz, myself, Patreons at patreon.com/SC Elite, and not Brett because he's a fucking dog. Peace out, community, and thank you for watching/listening.